stars in my eyes. Mirror says I'm more than fine. Got the fam, got the fight, got the fire. Gonna rise like the sun, climbing higher. Sarah Vie, living abundantly. With free Sarah Vie, living abundantly.
I'm Sarah Vie, and you're watching Living Abundantly. Welcome to Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. I am so grateful to be here with all of you. At Living Abundantly, we believe true manifestation begins within. That's why each inspiring guest shares their powerful story and remarkable vision. And what do I always say? If they can do it, so can you. I'm your host and friend, Sarah Vie, an international 3-time best-selling author and lifestyle design expert. And I am on a personal mission to inspire abundance through all of life's ups and even the downs. Nick Lachey rose to fame as the lead singer, heartthrob, of 98 Degrees and has since become a beloved TV host. Alongside his wife, he inspires millions through Netflix hits like Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, and Perfect Match, bringing conversations about love, relationships, and connection into our homes. Now he's expanding that mission into a topic close to many hearts, pets. Partnering with Dr. Michelle Moyal, DVM, Nick is launching the LiveClear, LoveClear campaign, showing how couples can nurture their relationships and live abundantly while managing cat allergen sensitivities. This timely conversation reminds us that abundance isn't just about success, but harmony in every part of life. Welcome, Nick Lachey and Dr. Moyal.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
So tell us, what can viewers expect in this new video series that you've expanded into?
Yeah, the series you're referring to is called the LiveClear, LoveClear series, and it highlights 3 real life couples who have struggled with navigating the world of cat allergens and the dating world. And while it can be a hurdle, it's certainly not a hurdle you can't overcome with the help of Purina One LiveClear in order to find those real connections that you're looking for out there. So to check out those videos, everyone can go to Purina One's cat YouTube page, and the videos are there. But truly fascinating stuff. I actually got to talk with a couple, Sarah and Michael, yesterday. Michael was suffering from a sensitivity to cat allergens, and it really was impacting his sleep. It was impacting his work. He was really starting to question whether or not this relationship could even go further based on how badly he was reacting to the cat allergens. And this product made an incredible impact on not only him, but their relationship as a result. So pretty fascinating stuff.
So with all the things that you have done in your career, what inspired you to get involved with this project?
Well, I've been lucky enough to be a part of shows that are all about finding connections and helping people find connections. And I was shocked to hear that 1 in 5 people suffer from a sensitivity to cat allergens, and that can really create an obstacle in terms of forming those connections in a relationship. But with this amazing product, Purina One's LiveClear food, it's an allergen reducing food. People no longer have to view that as an obstacle. You can get past that and start to really get into the crux of a relationship. I mean, as we all know, there's enough to worry about in terms of forming a meaningful relationship without having to worry about cat allergens getting in the way. And so now, now people don't have to worry about that anymore.
And Dr. Moyal, so many of us know the joy of pets, and what they bring, and the challenges too. Love can be complicated enough, but throw that, that cat allergens, and it can really shake things up. But for those who want both love and their cats, how can they navigate dating when allergens get in their way?
Yeah, that's a great question, because a sensitivity to allergens can certainly make things really tough. And just like Nick mentioned, when he said 1 in 5 suffer from these sensitivities to allergens, he means worldwide. That's a lot of people. And that is where Purina One LiveClear can make a big impact in the way our cat owners and their partners or future partners connect with their cats. So we have this incredible diet that neutralizes the allergen right at the source, which is in the cat's mouth. So a lot of people might think that the allergen is actually in the cat's hair itself, but that's not the case. Actually, it's in the saliva. So when cats groom, which we love cats because they're very clean animals, they groom, they spread that allergen, and then it gets shed in the hair and into the environment. So now we have this incredible diet that can really help neutralize that allergen and can make a big impact on our cat owners and their dating life.
So yes, Dr. Moyal, love can be messy enough, and then we add our cats into the mix. And for those hoping to keep romance and, that fur flying in a good way, do you have any extra advice for finding, I'm going to say it, the perfect match?
Well, it's funny. An additional thing we're excited about is if you're on the Match.com platform, you can actually create a sticker of a perfect match, which lets other cat owners out there know that you are a cat lover, and kind of pairs up cat lovers together. So it's a really cool feature that Match.com is excited about, and we are as well. So check that out as well if you're on the Match.com platform.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this information with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And we will be right back, so don't go away.
Understanding that we have value, that we're worthy, that we have something important to share, and then finding that unique twist. Look, there's no new ideas in the world with 8 billion.
I do men and women, and I do anybody out there that wants to feel fabulous and be fabulous, to be honest with you.
So in your opinion,
it did take a few years before I was able to be crowned Miss New York USA, but I really just want to show people to be their authentic self, to remain true to them. I work
Wall Street, I put myself into therapy. Because I knew that I could not manage him or manage this insane life. And so I think through years of therapy, I really gained confidence. And then once he got arrested, I knew I was safe to leave, and I had my window, and I left.
I was in a marriage for a very long time that was making me physically ill. And I wasn't paying attention to it, and it was the fear of the unknown of I've never lived on my own before. I came straight from college to marriage. And that unknown of, can I make it? Can I do it? What is life as a single woman gonna be like?
A journey filled with so many obstacles, and it was very emotional, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I always say winning an Olympic gold medal was easy compared to that. And for so long, I didn't share my story, and it was okay. I think if you want to share, share. If you don't, you do whatever is best for your mental health and however you think you can get.
I cannot wait to talk to my next guest. As we get older, makeup can be tricky to navigate. We want to look fresh and confident without overdoing it. Or, let's be honest, ending up looking like a clown. My next guest is here to share tips that help our makeup work with us, not against us. Amanda Gabbard is a celebrity makeup artist, esthetician, on-air host, and cosmetic educator. She's been based in New York City for over 2 decades and has worked in every aspect of the beauty and entertainment industry, from TV, Fashion Week, editorial, red carpet, and so much more. A sought-after beauty expert, Amanda's work has been featured in numerous publications including Vogue, Glamour, and Allure. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love the subject.
Me too.
So, as we hit our 50s, or in my case, 60s, many of us have noticed that, our skin kind of changes, and suddenly that same old routine doesn't quite work anymore. What's the first piece of advice you'd give when it comes to, creating a skincare routine that really supports them now? Because it's always changing.
Oh, our hair is changing, our bodies are changing, our skin is changing. First of all, you look amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I mean that.
Yeah.
So I love to talk about this because it's easy, it's affordable, anyone can do it. So I call myself Basic Betty sometimes. I want to make it really easy, okay?
Yeah.
So you already have a skincare routine, morning and night. We're just going to tweak it. Okay, so in the morning, little things, you wash your face. First thing you put on is a vitamin C serum.
Oh.
So vitamin C, quick, brightens and tightens. Great. Put on the face, neck, and chest. Amazing. A vitamin C serum is not necessarily hydrating.
Right.
So what we want is the holy grail. The next step is what most women are not doing. Past the age of 40, we all need serum. Serum, and I'm just going to say it's clear, liquidy.
Yes.
That's what we want. It's a face oil.
Yes.
We spend so much money, and we all have 1,000 moisturizers and lotions. I love that.
Oh, yes.
Those go after the serum.
Yes.
Okay, so the serum, if you think about, this is how I describe it to my clients. If this is a piece of cake and this is the icing, this is great. That's moisturizer on our skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if this is a piece of cake and this is serum, it's tres leches.
Right.
So it's going in. The molecules are made specifically to go through the skin, the first layer of the epidermis, and really plump and hydrate.
Yes. Well, you know, I always have a routine, you know, but I noticed that I have those little fine lines. You know, I'm going to just lovingly call them laugh lines. You know, they can sneak up on us suddenly, and we can feel them, you know, more noticeable. But what are some of the best things that we can do to help soften the appearance and keep that fresh look around our eyes, especially?
Yes. I mean, there will be creasing.
Yes.
There will be creasing. Okay. We cannot take care of it unless we do this.
Yeah.
All the time. And that's not fun because we want to laugh.
Maybe some tape.
If we have no expression, great.
Right.
So again, hydrating with serum and around the eye, over and under as well.
Okay.
So upper lid gets no love.
Oh.
So we're always concerned with under the eye, tapping the concealer, tapping the under eye cream.
Right.
Do it all on the same. So eye cream under, over on the top of the lid to the top, and concealer. Nowadays, the concealers and foundations are infused with skincare. And I don't think you can be a professional, successful brand if you don't include some sort of skincare. A lot of them have like eye serums, peptides, ceramides inside the concealer. So that's creamy. You're tapping it, not swiping it, or use a little eyeshadow brush you have that's clean. You tap it in all the way over to the lid, and that is going to make your eyes look open and wide, hydrated. And this is it's very taboo, but a light pressed powder. People say, oh, powder around my eyes is terrible. Lightly pressed powder, because the oils on top of our lids and underneath, they'll start to secrete throughout the day. So it's going to get creasy.
Right. Yeah.
It's like I'm a scientist.
So what I'm interested in is, you know, are there women, you know, over the age of 50 that are actually doing the makeup correctly, or, you know, as best as possible?
Yes, and they look appropriate. They look fabulous. I would say Brooke Shields is a great one.
Love her.
Aging beautifully.
Yes.
Helen Mirren is amazing. Gail King, Gloria Estefan, Julianne Moore.
Yes.
And they talk about it. They're talking about their skin changing. They're not hiding it. They say, yeah, it's a lot of work to keep it up. It's a dewy dream when you look at their photos.
I love that. So, you know, foundation can be our best friend.
Yes.
Or I don't normally wear a lot of foundation, but, you know, can be our biggest frustration, especially as our skin, you know, starts to age or, you know, gets wiser. For, you know, for women over 50 who want that smooth, natural look without feeling like that glump, heavy, feeling cakey, what tips do you recommend? Because there's so many on the market.
Yes, and it's confusing. All different price points. You can go to drugstore, you can go to Sephora. It does not have to break the bank. Drugstore is killing it right now. So let's say if you're looking for a foundation anywhere, what you're not going to look for is the M word, matte. We're not going to think about it. We're not going to say it. We forgot about it.
Yeah.
So it's dewy, hydrating, luminous, all those adjectives, that's what we're looking for. And it says if it has a blurring effect or light reflective. So you've got all sorts of brands now that, again, are incorporating really hydrating skincare into their foundations. And sometimes you'd put a drop of a dewy something into it. It's already inside now. So even skin tone makes us look very awake, very alive. We had a little bit of sun maybe. We look rested, not heavy and cakey. And with everything, skincare and foundation, we put it on the neck and the chest and the back of the hands. Not the foundation, but everything to match. So it makes us look a little bit more vibrant to cover up a little bit of sunspots, a little bit of, you know, redness. So their foundation does not have to be scary. Think light layers.
Yeah, I like foundation that is just, you know, it's just like a tint.
Yes.
You know, I don't do any matte, but except for today or when I'm behind all these lights. So yeah, so one last question before we wrap. With your style, you know, there's so many makeup artists out there. What would you say is one abundant word that best describes your style as a makeup artist?
I would say you, but better.
Ooh, I love that.
I don't want to make you look like unrecognizable.
Yes. No.
I want you to go, oh, I haven't looked like this in years. Yeah, I want you to say, this looks great. I feel so beautiful. I think at the end of the session, when their shoulders go back, and they walk out, I'm like, that's what it's all about.
And I just want to say, no gray eyeshadow, because I was being put in gray eyeshadow at an event I did, and no. Anyway, I love this. Thank you so much for joining us today. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much. I had fun.
You're welcome. We will be right back, so don't go away. How do you do? Nice to meet you. Oh my gosh, my pleasure.
Oh my God, there's such a good energy in here. Something I don't ever say on sets. Like, this is a great energy. Isn't it?
So, upper lid gets no love. So we're always concerned with under the eye. Tapping the concealer, tapping the under eye cream. Do it all on the same. So eye cream under, over on the top of the lid to the top, and concealer. Nowadays, the concealer...
Hi, I am Amanda Gabbard. I am a makeup artist, esthetician, cosmetic educator. I do a lot of things all beauty related. I've been in New York for 20 years, working in all facets of the entertainment and beauty industry, and I love it. I like to make people feel good and look good. Don't be scared of it. Ask questions. Go to someone who you trust. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have 75 products. Do some basic skincare, basic makeup, not a ton of it. Like an easy day look, 5 to 7 steps. You just want to even out your skin tone, really hydrate the skin, just to have you look like you, your best self, not like someone else, not walking the red carpet. But when you look in the mirror, I want you to think, oh, I haven't looked this way in a long time. And I love it when my clients' shoulders go back when they leave. I'm like, job well done. Because they look in the mirror and they say, oh my God. So I think that is the abundance. That's what I love the most. It's not about vanity. It's about feeling good and it sounds lame, but giving the gift of confidence. Yes, you heard it here first. Hi, I am Amanda Gabbard. I'm a makeup artist, esthetician. I do all things beauty, and I'm very happy to be here today. This has been a wonderful experience, and the energy here is so good. Definitely.
As you get older, makeup can be tricky to navigate. You know, we want to look fresh and confident without overdoing it. Or, you know, let's be honest, ending up looking like a clown. My next guest is here to share tips that help our makeup work with us.
My next guest knows a little bit about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Brandon Steiner is a best-selling author, entrepreneur, and thought leader known for his influential work in the collectibles industry. His latest book, The Ride-alongs, What I Learned About Police and Crime and the New York City Justice System, is a bold exploration of leaning into fear. By immersing himself into different police precincts, Brandon stepped far outside of his comfort zone to gain firsthand insight into policing, crime, and justice in the New York City area. The book captures the lessons he learned from these experiences and shows how embracing discomfort can lead to growth and transformation. You're speaking my language. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Wow, I love this. I love this concept, and thanks for having me. This is awesome. I mean, it's really nerve-wracking when you do something that a lot of people are questioning why you're doing it.
You know, but that's where we grow the most. But, you know, facing my fears lately on the show has been a really, really amazing experience. And I'm always curious when I read about, you know, others doing kind of the same thing. So can you talk about your latest book, The Ride-alongs, and maybe explain what were your fears that you actually faced? I mean, this is fearful, I'm assuming.
Well, first of all, stupid would probably be the first word that comes to mind when I think about why I did this book, because I took a lot of flack from my family about it. And I don't know, I maybe I didn't fully realize how dangerous this was going to be.
Right.
Because, you know, I did many ride-alongs. I spent a lot of time from taking a gang down to maybe a dozen ride-alongs or 15 ride-alongs, all in the middle of the night, all of them in the worst neighborhoods, just to get the picture clear. But, you know, I just felt like something had to be done. I needed to get a better idea what's going on here.
Yes.
I've always been a huge fan of the police, but I'm also a big fan of people that live in these communities and how we can help them.
Right.
So I was trying to get where the rub is. You know, why is there such a rub between these communities and police in these bad neighborhoods and some of these horrible things that we only see the highlights on the news, but we really don't see the whole picture.
Yes. So, when you face that fear, because it's probably a little bit more than I have faced, I'm sure that it made, incredible content for your book. But what was there anything specifically that you learned about yourself? Because that's kind of where it all starts.
Well, my second book is a book called You Gotta Have Balls.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my mother's favorite line. And it's something I grew up with, which is be fearless, don't be afraid, go the distance, don't be common.
Right.
And, my mom was a special woman who really, she's hitting me with this, at 7, 8 years old, we're going all over the place, and be fearless. Don't be afraid to try things.
Right. Yes.
And she was a big fan of trying things. That's where I get that from.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be clear here, I mean, I did stop my car, pull off the side of the road. I was getting ready to turn around on the first ride along because it hit me that this could be really dangerous.
Right.
And I'm thinking, Brandon, you got to have balls here. Really? You wrote a book. I heard my mom in my voice saying, come on. So I thought I'd be like in the back of the car, just chill, see what was going on. And that just was not the case. We hit the ground running. The first 911 call, like, let's go. Like, go where?
Oh my God.
No, we're going into the building. There's a robbery. I'm like, okay.
Oh, so you actually had to go into the emergencies.
Oh yeah, I went everywhere they went. There were times when I actually forgot that I was not a police officer, because at some point you start absorbing in the process.
Yes.
And yes, you're going into these really gloomy, doomy buildings that God knows what can happen at any moment.
Right.
And just to give you a little bit of an understanding of the fear, I got really sick after about the third ride along, and I hadn't realized how scared I was.
Right.
Because
all that adrenaline.
Have you ever been scared for your life?
Maybe when I did stand up. No, that's
not fearful for your life. I mean, thinking that there could be the end. I'm thinking that every minute of every ride along.
And I think that's the difference. I mean, my biggest fear was actually doing stand up in front of 200 people. It was not life threatening. It felt like that. But so would you say that that was the most fearful moment when you were traveling with the piece, and with the police? How did you handle that?
Well, at the beginning, I didn't realize. I thought this was kind of cool, but I realized, you're extremely externally, everything is going. Your body is in this protective mode because you're thinking at any moment somebody come up to their car, shoot you. Going into buildings where there's crime, there's bad stuff going down, and you're going right in the middle of it.
Right.
And my thing is, I can't believe these police officers do this every day, all day.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm even doing this at all.
Yes.
Because I'm realizing that I am scared to death.
This is so interesting, and I love seeing people, facing their fears every day. But before we wrap here, and now that you have experienced all this, what would you say is an abundant word, or any kind of word that best describes your life now after facing all that? What would you say your word would be?
It's nervous.
Nervous. Okay.
I think we all need to be nervous about how safe we are.
Yes.
I think we need to be more curious.
I love being curious about our fear, and this is the whole reason why I've done it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm going to read your book. I think I'd rather read your book than actually do what you do, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. The journey is worth it. It's worth taking the journey with me.
Absolutely. We will be right back, so stay where you are.
Real quick.
I don't necessarily throw that out there. No, I love that. Well, I would love you to
work through it, but that's fantastic.
But that is what I'm interested in. Were your fears that you actually face? I mean, this is fearful. I'm assuming. Brandon, love this.
I do love it.
It's the best ever.
Well, the most abundant thing is that we need to really figure out a way to support the police, and we also need to support the people that live in these communities. They're hurting, they're somewhat hopeless, and they're in a neighborhood right near you.
My next guest is speaking my language. Christy Whitman is a transformational leader, spiritual guide, and New York Times best-selling author who helps people master their energy and create extraordinary lives. She teaches the law of attraction, manifestation, and quantum energy mastery to help individuals align with abundance, love, well-being, and success. She is the author of The Art of Having It All, Taming Your Alpha Bitch, and international bestseller, The Desire Factor and Quantum Success. My goodness, her 7th book, The Flow Factor, How to Master Your Energy and Enter a State of Flow, is out now. Oh my gosh, welcome to the show, Christy.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for our conversation because I too love to talk about energy. So.
Yes. So let's dive right in. I love this subject. You know, our energy, if you agree, is everything. It fuels how we feel, how we show up, and even the opportunities that come our way. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, everything is energy. We know this now from quantum physics, from modern science. You crack open an atom and there's vibration, there's energy. And because everything is energy, all energy carries a vibration, and that vibration goes out into the universe and then comes back to us. And that's the results and the experiences that we have in our lives. That's based on law of attraction.
Right. So, so obviously this is why we need to protect it so much. But what does it actually mean in our daily lives? How do we even begin to start protecting our energy?
Well, think of it this way. We are energy receivers. We're receiving in energy all the time. So if somebody else is being negative, right, that's where we want to protect our energy. But one thing we don't think about is that we're receiving energy from our own minds, from our own emotions. So we need to start within ourselves. So even a judgment about ourselves or somebody else, that's not protecting our energy, because when we judge, it actually gets us out of flow and we feel bad. And that judgment, oh, this is bad or this is wrong, right? That brings us down into a spiral of criticism, and it has us, seeping in lack and scarcity, which never feels good. So the minute you hear yourself judge yourself or another person, this is where you want to give yourself compassion, because compassion, self-compassion, is neutralizing. When you can't be in judgment and compassion at the same time. But the mind can't serve two masters, right? You can't be in two different vibrations. If you are, this is split energy. It's like, ooh, I want this, but I can't have it. Ooh, I'd love to have abundance, but that's not for me. And then that's where we're like wishy-washy, and we can't really create what we want because we're trying to move in two different directions.
And I think many people don't really understand that this negativity can actually take over. But let me ask you, how can someone shift that energy and move into what you call a flow state? And for those who really haven't experienced that, what exactly is a flow state? I definitely know what it is, but can you explain, what that flow state really is?
Yeah, so flow always feels good. It's where everything is harmonized. It's like if you're driving down the road and green lights just keep happening, right? It's like, oh, things, you just feel that like life is with you and for you, and you feel that aliveness, right? You feel that, yes. But it starts out with having that neutrality of what you don't feel good with, right? If you're in a space of despair, disappointment, or frustration, or even fear, doubt, or worry, we're not in flow, because that doesn't feel good. Flow feels good.
Yeah. Well, and I love what you said, that, sometimes we get to have a different relationship with that feeling of stuckness. And I know I have done so much work with, creating my own flow state. But, this is so interesting, and I think people don't kind of understand this maybe as much, but this subject is, of course, dear to my heart. But before we wrap here, with you being in, your own flow state, what would you say is one word that best describes your life right now?
Abundant.
Yeah. Oh, how appropriate. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So abundance is our natural state. I mean, if you even look at our
Yes.
physical bodies, we have evidence of abundance within our
Yes.
bodies. The cells, the trillions of
Yep.
cells that make up our bodies, the abundance amounts of breaths that we take, the amount of our times our heart beats, right? Everything about us. If you tried to count the number of hairs on your head, you wouldn't be able to, because it's an abundant amount, unless you're
Yes.
bald, right?
Yes.
But it's this evidence. And if you look beyond ourselves, just even in nature,
Yep.
you can't count the number of stars in the
Oh my God.
sky. You
Yes.
can't count how many blades of grass there are, or how many pebbles of sand there are, or how much water there is in the
Yes.
ocean. We have evidence of abundance all the
All
time.
the time.
And when we focus on it, we see it
Yes.
more in our individual lives.
I love that, because as you know, abundance is not something you attain, it's something that you feel within. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I love talking about this subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. And we will be right back, so don't go away.
Your Guinness World Record oldest working female comedian in the world.
Life keeps getting better and more fun.
There are a lot of great people out there that have made mistakes, but a mistake could turn into a positive outcome, and that positive testimony can change the next generation.
It always sounds a little cheesy when you say it, even though it's probably also true. I believe that we can all make our life a symphony.
Oh, yes.
It takes self-work.
Yes.
It takes...
When it comes to footwear that blends bold style, comfort, and a touch of luxury, Kurt Geiger has you covered from head to toe. Their collection of shoes, boots, and slippers is all about making a statement. Whether you're stepping out in sleek boots, vibrant sneakers, or my favorite, cozy plush slippers, every pair is designed to turn heads while keeping your feet happy, so you can feel confident, stylish, and unstoppable wherever life takes you. And you know what the best part? Kurt Geiger isn't just about looking good, it's about doing good. Through the Kurt Geiger Kindness Foundation, they raise $1 million annually to support underrepresented young people pursuing creative careers, empowering the next generation of talent. That's what living abundantly is all about. Loving what you have, sharing your gifts, and making a positive impact in the world. All while stepping out in shoes that make your heart, and I have to say, and your feet happy. Check out their line of footwear, either on my feet or on their website. Well, that's it for us today on Living Abundantly. For even more content and inspiration, follow us on my YouTube channel, Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. And I'll see you next time. And what do I always say? Here's to living abundantly.
The proceeding was sponsored by Sarah Vie, LLC.